Okay, guys, so sorry for the wait, and today I'm gonna be doing What If Naruto Had the Geass. So I know you guys like the Psyche What If more, but you know, I'm probably gonna do What If Naruto has Psyche's powers when I have time, either today or tomorrow. But the main thing is that I'm enjoying myself. So on to the intro.
Push down the gas cause I'm flaming it up. All these pussies are actors and faking too much. Got in the cold, I'ma smoke you like Dutch. Josh ain't about to collapse in his lungs. Pussy you dead, caught by the feds. Dropping that baby right.
So where we last left off, C2 has given Naruto the gift of Geass, as he used it to save not only him but C2's freedom as well. So Naruto passed out from the shock, and he woke up in his room with C2 eating pizza, and he has an encounter with Anbu Black Ops, as they want to take what is rightfully theirs, as they think. Now, let's begin. As the Anbus lunge at Naruto activated Geass and said, "I, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, commands you, die." As the Geass goes into their brains and nerves, and the command is accepted, as they take out the kunais, as they have the kunais in their hand, and they direct the kunais right in their heart and kill them, and they die. The heart is pierced. They fall on the ground as there's dead bodies in his room, as he picks up the dead bodies and then throws them away like trash. And basically, Naruto starts training, and he asks C2 many questions about Geass, and C2 barely gives answers for any of his questions. And then Naruto pulls C2, pulls up C2 by her collar, and he says, "Why don't you answer me, C2?" And Naruto's getting infuriated, as C2 says, "We're gonna have to find out for yourself." As he just lets her go and goes back and goes outside and starts training and experimenting on people. So he went to a person in the Hidden Village that he doesn't really know it was an ordinary person or just a person walking down the street. So he says, "Hey, you." The person turns around and says, "It's you, the Nine-Tailed Fox." But as the ordinary person is caught up by Naruto activating his Geass and saying, "Hey, give me some food." As the command goes through the ordinary person's brain, as it is accepted, as the ordinary person says, "Okay," as it just runs to the store. It runs to the nearby store, any store, since his command wasn't very specific, and it got food like apples and stuff like that. As Naruto got the food, since the Geass wore it off, and the ordinary person got his consciousness back, or his brain back, and he doesn't remember what happened. "Hey, what happened? What did you do to me? And how did you get that bag of food?" As basically Naruto says, "So the experiment doesn't remember my command or what happened. Good to know. Now, this is a very powerful weapon I could use to obliterate all of the nations, especially the Hidden Leaf Village." Naruto laughs and laughs as he goes on training and training and training. And he trains as hard as he can in that day. So basically Naruto like a day passes, and since Naruto wasn't there, he failed the exam. He's kind of a little bummed out, but he didn't really care because because he's the one who skipped school, but he didn't really care. So he sat down on the swings and said, and thought, with my Geass, I don't really need to be to be a shinobi. However, it'd be very useful to go into the ranks and get any information I can out of the third Hokage. Once I get close enough to him, then I could use my Geass and find out everything that happened that night. That night in the Hidden Leaf Village where my mother died and my father disappeared. And Naruto clenches his fist. Finally, I will find out. I will find out the truth. Naruto thought as somebody approaches him. It was Mizuki. He tells him that they're the squirrels, and if he wants to become a ninja, that was a secret way for him to pass that test and become a genin. Naruto is really stupid enough because he's trains a lot, so he thinks about this as carefully as he can, and says, I could use my Geass to infiltrate, and I could learn as much as I can. But the Naruto thinks the key to this is, if I get caught, what will happen? I could easily flame it on Mizuki, so I guess. But it's a really huge risk since I don't have enough information to base on this power. I can't put all my trust in this power. So Naruto decides that he's going to take the risk, because even if he gets caught, he's still gonna learn lots of jutsus to get out of the situation, and he's even prepared to leave the Hidden Leaf Village if necessary. So he plays along with Mizuki and has great acting skills. And Mizuki completely thinks that Naruto is gullible to believe this. So he believes it because he's just so excited that he could steal the scroll away from Naruto, and he has the perfect chance that he misses the fact that Naruto's just acting, plain acting. But so 20 or 30 minutes passes after Naruto steals the scroll, as he learns more and more jutsus, and he finds the flying Raijin and finds lots of powerful jutsus, and jutsus that even allow you to teleport, jutsus that allow you to attack super fast and increases your speed, like the lightning stream. So it's just what I made up, and the lightning stream is basically like the flying Raijin and the Chidori combined, and it basically allows you to go so fast that you seem like you're teleporting, and your fist is charged with lightning, and the fist is so charged with lightning that your fist burns, and once it makes contact with anything, the object or the person will either be dead or just explode. So Naruto reads about this, and maybe a worthy and powerful jutsu to destroy the nations. So he writes the jutsu down on a piece of paper and how to do it, as the description of how to use the jutsu is in the scroll. So because Naruto thinks that he's not gonna have enough time to even master all these techniques, he's probably only gonna master just one, and it's probably not even gonna be mastered. You're just gonna get the gist of it. So Naruto's playing it smart and just writing down all of the jutsus he wants to master and all of and the description of it on showcased on the scroll. So Naruto picks up the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and he picks up the lightning stream, and the lightning stream is pretty powerful. So Naruto is like interrupted with Iruka, and Iruka showing up and telling Naruto that Mizuki tricked him, and Naruto doesn't look all that happy about it. He makes a serious face as his eyes became more colder as he got up, and Naruto found Mizuki and basically attacked him. So then Naruto found out that like he didn't want to like kill Mizuki because then he would have no chance of being a shinobi. So he basically says, "Hey Iruka, can you do me a little favor?" As Iruka's affected with the Geass and says, "What is it, Naruto?" Naruto says, "Kill Mizuki for me, would ya?" As the command went through Iruka's brain, and he quickly complies as he lunges at Mizuki and stabs Mizuki right in the heart, just because of Mizuki being in surprise and because Naruto was roughing Mizuki up just a few moments ago, so he was still recovering. And Mizuki said, "What? How did you man Iruka to do that?" And then Mizuki said, "Kid, you may have defeated me, but I can't wait for them to know about your demonic power, you demon fox." As Mizuki just fell to the ground, coughing blood out. Iruka, regaining his mind and composure back, noticed what he just did and was kind of freaking out. He didn't even know what happened. So Iruka didn't really get in trouble because it was like a logical thing to do since Mizuki did betray the village and all, so he got off scotch-free. So this part's gonna go a little long just to make up for what I did and not doing the psyche what if as planned. So Naruto is gonna train more and more and more, and they're gonna have a week off due to the confusion of Mizuki dying and like Iruka killing him. So Naruto uses his time to train, and eventually he develops he dyes his hair and he develops really powerful body, and he's not gonna be really buff like a bodybuilder, but he's gonna have some level of strength. And he mastered the lightning stream to an extent, and he has even mastered the flying Raijin, and even picked up on the Rasengan as well. So Naruto basically thinks of a way he could make an appearance to the Hidden Leaf Village, and he designs some sort of costume for himself, as he does a cape, as there is a magnificent crimson and black cape he puts around his neck, around his collar, as his collar is black and orange, and his mask looks like a fox, but it's more detailed as it has black, as iron black. The mask is like jet black, as well as has orange, like somewhere in between the like the black outlines of it, and the mask covers everything. But just like Lelouch, it has like a part that could be, pulled out whenever he wants to of his eye, so he could use the Geass on people. So Naruto, it takes a total of, I'm gonna say, like 4 or 3 days to design this costume, because Naruto's really overpowered as it is. So Naruto's not gonna, be that strong just yet. So Naruto has like a few days before he meets his sensei, as well as find out who his team is. So he and C2 go to a ramen shop, since he has a day off because his muscles are really sore from training so hard. So basically, C2 notices Naruto really stiff and says, "Wow, you were really working yourself that hard. Is destroying the nation's really important?" As Naruto and C2 are in a reserved restaurant, and everybody is idle. It's idle right now because Naruto uses Geass on everybody in the restaurant. So, like he told them to stay quiet until they leave. And, so they stay quiet there in Naruto, and they're talking about Geass and all that. And basically Naruto says, "Of course it's important. I have to destroy the world and build it anew. A world where people do not lie to each other, and there is no war, and there is peace for all eternity. A world like that doesn't even exist." C2 says, "Well, with Geass, I'll make it possible, because a world war is too brittle, and it could easily break. With peace, once there's a stronghold of peace, it will never break. Unlike with war. With war, it's always dangerous, and everybody lies to each other just so they will be safe. But once I change things, I'll be Hokage. I'll make sure people like my dad never exist. People who betray their own son and village just for themselves. I'll make sure the world is at peace once again." As Naruto finishes his dinner, and like I see two of them walk home. So now Naruto is gonna dress up. So it's on the day they meet Kakashi and the team. Naruto uses a shadow clone, like an actual shadow clone, to do everything. So Naruto doesn't get hit, as he's too strong. Even with a shadow clone, he makes sure that he's not hit, and it's because he's too, fast and strong now to ever get hit by the likes of Sakura. And even if he gets hit, it won't even count of his it won't even count as a hit, because he's tough as nails. So Naruto puts on his mask as he goes on top of the fourth Hokage's face on the Hokage mountain. Everybody looks at him, as his eye seemingly glows red, his right eye, as he says, "I am X." As everybody in there is confused. Wait, X? That's an alphabet letter, isn't it? As they all look at him, and all of the shinobi go after him and say, "Who is this? Who is this poser?" As they attack him, because he's disrespecting the fourth Hokage's face by going on top of it. And Naruto just basically like backslaps slaps them away with his backhand, as everybody's compelled by his strength to listen to him. Now, listen to me. I dream of destroying all of the nations and building it anew to make peace a possible thing. Long-lasting peace that can never be broken. So, if you want peace forever, then fight. If you don't, then you shall perish. As he looks at the people down below, as like all the guys like 10 and 20 shinobi or coming right at Naruto. Naruto uses the flying Raijin and cuts them one by one, as basically one of the pieces of the mask, which is the right eye of Naruto's mask, is showing, as it tints with red with a bird sign, as it only showed for a second. But within that second, Naruto says to all the remaining shinobi those right next to him and attacking him, "Become my slave." As the command goes right through their brain, as they quickly comply with the demand and stand right beside Naruto. Naruto then walks right on the edge of the Hokage mountain. You have 24 hours to consider this. Either rule with me and we will make peace possible, or you will die with me, as he vanishes.